Look, hey! Welcome to another Ramble Radio.
But also
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Video.
It really is.
video.
It really is. Okay, we're going to start this off. First of all,
First of all, I want to
Yeah.
that's a badass shirt you're wearing. That is a badass shirt.
can I say all-time Christmas present?
That's a badass.
Can I say it's an all-time
Mother.
Christmas present from
You
Eddie,
could say that.
Eddie, from
You
the
could say it.
Pences, from the Pence
That's a
family?
motherfucking.
I
That's a
love it.
motherfucker. That shirt's a motherfucker.
I hate warm weather. I hate hot weather. I hate it,
yeah.
Eddie. I fucking
Yeah.
hate it. However, this
Yeah.
is the one bonus. I get to wear this now. That's the only.
Kick-ass tees.
That's it. I can wear
to be
this
stupid,
when
my
I'm out
friend.
and about. That's
Dare
it.
to be stupid.
Dare to be stupid.
Okay, what were you saying? What were you saying?
Well, obviously, alt-right Cody's not going to be here. The True Social thing is bad, and he's doing everything he can to get Trump to not have to show up to court Monday, and that's not going to happen.
It's tough.
I don't know how he feels about OJ going, to be honest.
I mean, usually both sides can agree on that, so I don't know what angle he's
Right.
gonna take
I don't
on
know what
OJ,
angle he'll
so.
take on OJ, us losing OJ. But now, real quick, before we get into the brass tacks of today's show,
The nits and the grits.
the nits and the grits, I had one.
Yeah.
So I was having dinner not a few moments ago,
Sure.
and a thought came to me.
Okay.
Okay. 6 hours of your life, Eddie.
Okay. Six.
6 will have to be spent. Which would you rather pick? Okay, you ready?
Okay.
A doubleheader headlining show of the Eagles and Kiss.
Oh.
That'll be the 6 hours.
Okay.
Or
Oh.
6 hours of Dallas Cowboy
Whatever this
highlights.
is.
6 hours
Wow.
of Dallas Cowboy highlights.
Wow.
Like it's just Tony Dorsett's 99.5-yard run. Those 3 Super Bowls in the 90s, some Staubach sprints. What if you had to pick?
As deep as my dislike, nay hatred goes for the Eagles and Kiss,
Yes.
I would probably have to watch.
I think you would
that
have to.
6 hours.
Yes, right. I would think the same. I would think that would be your pick because
Yeah,
there's nothing to for you. There's not one thing to you. There might be half an Eagle song where you're like, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
Yeah, and after a while, I mean, you could probably bob your head up and down to some to a Kiss song.
To a
or
Kiss
two.
too, right.
So as long as I'm not seeing
Right.
them in their stupid makeup and shit, I could probably turn around and be
so
like, all
you
right,
could just turn your back and not.
just turn away from it and just
You'd
like
be okay.
try to listen to some of
Yeah.
the songs.
Would you be wowed if Ace Frehley did his solo and the pickup started smoking like they used his guitar because he was
No.
moving at such a lightning speed?
No, because
Would
I
that
knew it would
wow
be a
you?
bullshit pyrotechnic gimmick that Kiss does during their concert.
That wouldn't have
I know-
wowed you to have seen.
No,
Ace Frehley
because I
do
know it's
that.
not real. It's not real.
You don't think Gene Simmons was spit? Neither's WWE, and you like it?
Yeah, but that's a show of athleticism and
Right.
and sportsmanship and just. But it's just a guy with like, hey, let's have a smoke bomb go off while I'm playing a guitar. No,
So okay,
not real.
let's shrink this down. More annoying, being with me and my buddies when the Cowboys beat the Jaguars at the last second. Aikman hit Herschel Walker. Okay, or okay,
In
so
Dallas
and you
Stadium.
it's just that Texas Stadium. You're just there for that one moment, not even the game, Eddie.
just
You
that
just-
one moment.
You have to sit there and watch that one moment, or you have to be at a Kiss concert during Beth when Eric Chris went, "'Cause me and the boys will be playing all night," and like the crowd just goes nuts at the thought of him and the boys playing all night.
How long
One-
is the moment with her? How long is each moment? Give me a time for each
I
moment.
think the Cowboys moment's a little quicker because it was just Herschel was wide open down the middle, and before you knew it, he was in the end zone.
But
I mean-
at that moment, you
Yeah.
guys were thinking you're winning the next 6 or 7 Super Bowls.
We left going, "We're back!" Yes. We're back!
I may have to go with the Kiss thing. I just can't take the high five and then we're back.
We're back,
And-
bro!
Like you guys were owed this. Like this is it's about time it came back to us.
Do you know what this? Yeah. Do you know what the saddest one of that? And
that'd be tough.
This is really gonna upset you, but the saddest one was when the Missile beat Washington in overtime. Ishmael.
Oh yeah, I remember.
We were like, we're back. We were like, that's it.
And my team won the division that year.
That's right, they did. Cowboys kind of plummeted after that.
Yeah, you guys beat us in overtime. That was 1999
opening game.
99. Went to overtime.
Went to OT.
You guys had
it's like the first play of overtime. Aikman hit the Missile. The first
had
play
a walk-off touchdown.
Yep. And we were like, we're back. We were that dumb to believe that.
Yeah,
it was rough. It was
rough.
It was rough. It was actually rough. That was worked out better for you in the long run that season.
Yeah, though I think you guys did sweep us that season. I don't think we beat you in Dallas either. I think we lost to Dallas in Dallas.
That's right. That's right. That was the one in we did win because I forgot that was in Washington that first game.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Washington.
Yep. Well, how maddening was it for you back, especially in the early 90s? When Dallas would go to Washington and there'd be like 40% Cowboys fans there. How pissed.
It's like that. Now it's like 60% Cowboy fans.
How mad does that make you?
It makes me really mad because they made that first of all, that stadium sucks. FedEx Field is the worst stadium in the league, and it has been for 30 years. And they made
RFK was so much better, wasn't it? RFK,
yeah, and it was like 52,000, and they were you were on top of everybody.
Yes,
and people passed down season tickets from generation. It was hard to get a ticket to those games. It was like going to Lambeau Field.
I remember hearing about that. I remember hearing that like RFK was one of the hardest scores in sports to grab a seat.
It was very hard. I was lucky enough to go to a few games there, but it was hard to get a ticket. FedEx Field, there was like I think at one point. They had like I know when they originally built the stadium it was like 70, 75,000, 80,000 and I think at one point they got up to like 90. Like he was trying to compete with Jerry.
Yeah. FedEx was all on Snyder's watch, right?
It was bought by Jack Kent Cooke, the old owner of Washington, but he died before it opened.
That's right.
And then I think it was under John Kent Cooke, his son, for like 2 or 3 seasons before
Snyder
Snyder came in and bought the team because the team was like in probate or something because Jack Kent Cooke was a dick to his kids and did not leave the team to his children.
Actually, was that a bigger fuck you to the fans of Washington by letting Snyder
that might be
walk
a future done dirty or had to be done. I don't know.
I gotta say done dirty because it opened the door for Snyder.
It fucked to franchise for 30 years. It tanked one of the all-time historic franchises in the sport. Because Stan Snyder bought that.
I'm telling you, the it's a bummer, but because I'll gladly say fuck the Eagles and fuck the Giants. Like the NFC East in a perfect world, it's always Dallas and Washington fighting for the top spot.
It was a great rivalry.
That was the best. The
Eagles and the Cowboys have had some good ones too because they hate each other as well.
Yeah. But, I mean, I always thought Washington-Dallas was just – you didn't have anything else like it. With the guy we talked about, Crazy Ray and the Washington dude. Remember before every game they'll be sitting there
they're like choking each other.
Yeah, choking each other. It was the best. Oh, man. Well, now it's with a heavy heart that we bring this ramble to you.
Yeah.
Ramble 410, O.J. Simpson. No longer.
Is that what we're doing a retrospective?
I think we should do an
retrospective.
OJ retrospective. Now, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I remember the day do you remember where you were when the not guilty verdict came down?
Yeah, I was in college. I'm
assuming you were a junior in college?
I was no, actually it happened in fall of 1995. I believe October 1995.
That's right, it was.
I was a senior in college.
Senior.
I was a senior in college.
You were about to come out to LA.
I was about a year from moving to LA, and we all like all my roommates in college and we had gotten out of class early because we knew the verdict was coming in, and we all went to our townhouse and we were watching it like a sporting event. Were
you guys upset or happy with the verdict at the time?
I'm trying to remember. I think I wasn't like upset, like what the fuck, or even happy. I was just kind of like, that's kind of weird because didn't he do it? Like it was so obvious.
Now I
did
loved OJ as a kid because of the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah,
everyone
loved
I
OJ.
had nothing. I have no memory of him playing football. Right? Like I didn't even know. Like. And then my dad would tell me, "Oh, that guy was incredible at USC. With Buffalo, he was just unstoppable." Blah blah blah. And then I just loved him because of the Naked Gun flicks.
Yeah.
And then I just remember my heart.
The Hertz commercials.
The Hertz commercials.
Yeah.
I was devastated during the Bronco chase because I was like, "Oh shit, he did it, didn't he?" You know, like that was that the Bronco chase was like, "Oh," and then I was like, "Well, fuck him," and. So I was the one time I was in college for like 6 weeks. It would have been my freshman year as a collegiate. It was at a local Dallas community college.
Sure.
And I was like, man, this shit ain't for me. I was already starting to do comedy, and I'm like, I just want to do that. But I was there, and I remember there was it wasn't a cafeteria. It was like a little lounge area on campus. And I remember I would always go there after one of my classes because they had the Killer Instinct arcade machine.
Yeah.
And so I would go play that. And then and it was always dead. I was kind of bummed out because I'd always end up playing the computer. It was always it was just dead. And then the day the verdict was announced, it was going to be announced, I was there, and I was actually bumming a ride home from an old friend of mine from high school. I went to high school. She happened to go to that college too. And she's like, yeah, I can give you a lift home. We were talking. I was like, oh, great. And then she's like, well, I'll meet you in the lounge after because our classes ended around the same time.
Did you have your long hair at this time?
Oh, yeah. It was, Jesus, like down to there.
I'm just trying to get the full visual.
About down to there. Okay.
Sweet.
And my friend Heather, she was super cool. And we're like, she's like, well, do you want to watch the verdict? I was like, well, I guess. And then we thought we were it. And then this, I don't know if I apologize if I told you the story before, Eddie, but this chubby just redneck guy looked like he looked like if Hillbilly Jim and Tugboat Thomas just fucking had a kid. Yeah, are you with me there? Actually, the more I think about it, he was kind of a perfect mix of Tugboat Thomas and Hillbilly Jim. But he wasn't as big. He was not nearly as physically imposing as either of those two gentlemen. Just more facially, right?
Oh, facially, sure.
And he had more of a, Tugboat Thomas at least had this guy could kick your ass beer gut, right? This dude did not. He was
top heavy. He was big up top.
This guy did not have
big
that.
Up top.
He was big in the bottom. This dude just had a big belly, and he was. And so he wheels in the TV VCR combo. You remember that from those days?
Sure.
And he turns it on. And Eddie, look, I'm just no question this guy's MAGA now if he's still alive.
Oh, if he's alive, he's probably, I'm sure. if heart disease hasn't got him, MAGA has.
That's the title. That's the title.
So,
if heart disease hasn't got him. Anyway. Yes. And so he was for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
he was pulling for a guilty. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, we know why he was pulling for a guilty. We know why.
Not because he wanted justice for Ron or Nicole. This was, and so he just sees Heather and I, and he's
had
like,
OJ had less pigmentation, he would have been like,
not
guilty.
Hey, he didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing, man. Just protecting his own, man.
So he wheels us in with 20 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, till the verdict. And it's dead. And he just kind of gives a little, a nod to Heather and I, we're getting one today.
Another one for the good guys, baby.
And
South will rise again.
Right. It starts now. Had it been guilty, would he have done the cowboy fan? We're back.
We're back, baby. We're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
South is back. And of course, I wanted OJ to be guilty, but I knew he was.
Well, like you said, watching the Bronco happen, it's like
you knew it happened.
Like
you knew
it happened.
But
an innocent person wouldn't do that,
right? But then, like, so I was like, "Fuck it." And I knew he was going to walk though, because of how awful the LAPD had been and how
the
Johnny
prosecution
Cochran
fucked up that trial.
Johnny Cochran, that was. Talk about a man! He just walked right into that fastball, right down the middle that Mark Furman had given him. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy's a giant racist. Bingo! Like that was it.
Yeah.
And so, dude, with like 5 minutes after this guy wheeled in the TV, that lounge was filled. There was about 250 black students just all there.
Oh.
And the redneck guy, Tugboat, was he was trapped.
So did he have to keep in all of his emotions?
Eddie, I've never seen anyone look more scared. I swear to God. Like, he was just like, oh, shit. Like,
oh, fuck, man.
And Heather and I, we're at the back of the room. And it was still kind of like it was a narrow way out. But like the lounge had these just massive glass walls, right?
Yeah.
And I remember telling Heather, I was like, if they say guilty, and there was this heavy chair right next to us, I said, I'm grabbing this chair, I'm busting that fucking window open, and we're running. Like it's just we are getting the fuck out of here. Like there's And when he said not guilty, when the woman read, we find Orenthal James Simpson not guilty, Tugboat had the biggest pop of anybody. He was like, yeah! He led the charge. He led the cheering. He was like, yeah! He was screaming.
It was his only way out. It was his only way out.
It was an incredible turn that I didn't think he had it in him. But he did it.
Do you think he went outside and got behind a dumpster and just broke down crying?
I got it.
God damn it, man. That was supposed to be a fucking slam dunk. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, God. So, yeah, there it was. That was fucking, oh, man. Now, we have more brass tacks. OJ kind of interrupted her.
Dude. I remember I texted you, holy shit, X-Men 97.
Yes.
And you hadn't seen it yet.
No. And I saw it.
Now, to be fair, every once in a while we'll watch in one of our shows, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars or something, and the other person hasn't seen it, and we'll always text, holy shit.
Holy shit.
Did you see that?
Did you see this?
Now, when you saw my holy shit, were you expecting it to be just a run-of-the-mill, it's just another holy shit moment, or did you have any idea what you were about to see?
My thought was, we're going to see something awesome happen with Storm getting her powers back.
Yeah.
And I was all in.
Right.
And then, my God.
Holy shit.
And then, holy shit. I mean, it was such just a great episode anyway. Seeing Genosha and seeing Nightcrawler, seeing like all these characters, these
there. I mean, at one point you saw. Did you see Archangel at one point fly by? I thought I did.
I saw Archangel just shoot across, and then I forgot the character's name, but the dude that's just like that weird gelatinous blob. Where
you see his skeleton.
His skeleton in his eyes. Like, I forgot that one's name, but I was like, whoa, they're just really. This is awesome. And then they had the council, which reminded me of the House of X, powers of 10 or whatever. And Moira being on the council. Of course, in the comics, you find out she is a mutant. And I wonder if that's what's going to rescue all this. But
I don't know.
But then, man, when...
Cable popping up.
So, now, should we spoil or do we say... Look.
It's so good.
If you haven't seen X-Men 97... the fifth episode, and are invested in what might happen and don't want to get anything spoiled for it, we thank you for listening to the Ramble. Please subscribe.
We will see you on
5-star.
Tuesday.
We'll see you Tuesday for Ramble Radio. And the spoiling begins now. So, Cable, so they're having this big celebration. And I was already just sucked into the drama of like, wow, Rogue she's really leaving Gambit for Magneto.
Right.
This is crazy.
And then also fucking Scott is really in love with
Madeline Pryor.
With Madeline Pryor.
And then fucking Jean just said, fuck it, let me get a little Wolverine dick for half a second.
Right, let me go suck face with Wolvies.
Jesus. It was
and I thought that's where this... I thought, that's where that was going to go. It was going to be this drama episode.
When Jean kissed Wolverine, then I was like, oh, was that what Eddie was talking about? Because I was like, oh, shit. And then you have this ball. Was that Dazzler? Was Dazzler there? Was that her with the short red hair? I forgot, but there was someone who's Dazzler. But anyway, so the X-Men are having this big celebration. Magneto is now kind of the de facto head of the table in Genosha, right? He's leading their council. He's chosen Rogue to be his queen, and they're having this ball to celebrate, and they're playing this music, and they're dancing, and then you're like, wait a minute, are Gambit and Madeline Pryor going to start fucking? Like, that was, for a second, like, whoa, what's happening here?
Yeah.
And then I can't... Let me just say this. This has been my favorite single episode of any superhero TV show ever. I'll just say that. I don't know. It
hasn't been my favorite one. It's top 3.
Yeah, I can't think.
Sure.
I can't. Maybe there was a WandaVision one, or but this was like, or maybe
so much
something.
Shit has happened.
Oh, and Loki, but god damn, this was just. Because I thought the drama of it was incredible. And then during the celebration, fucking Cable comes storming in and says, stop the music, stop them. Like, oh, God, Apocalypse. Oh, my God, look, it's Cable. Holy shit. And then Madeline has a moment with him. And then her and Jean both have this psychic blast of like what is going on where they're both like, wait, what's happening? So I thought when Madeline got hit with the blast, like, well, maybe that's not Cable. Maybe this is something, you know what I mean? But then when her and Cable have that moment, I thought that was awesome. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, it's Apocalypse. But then just an army of Sentinels with this insane Master Mold show up and start killing everyone.
Just wiping people. Now, I'm wondering if, because like in the previous that when you watch the beginning of the show, it says previously on.
Yeah.
The first face you see is Mr. Sinister.
Yes.
And I just don't know. And then I think at one point Magneto says we need to prepare in case Mr. Sinister shows back up. I think that was the last episode, not this episode. So I don't know if Mr. Sinister would send Sentinels.
He seems to be the only one chaotic enough to do that. I would, because there's no way Apocalypse would. Apocalypse would fight him. He'd be like, no. If anyone's culling the herd of mutants, it's me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sending these guys to do it. I'm going to test them against me. So
because that's why Cable came back to warn them.
And so
because in the future, maybe something with Mr. Sinister that he's coming back from.
And what I'm also wondering is, so then we get to the major moments when Magneto dies a hero.
Yeah.
Trying to protect as many Morlocks as he can. And as he's charging up, you see the Master Mold be like, Omega level threat detected. And then it just kills Magneto and says Omega level threat neutralized. And then Rogue is like, okay, that's it. And she is flying to her death when Gambit stops her. And then it was maybe the greatest Gambit moment I've ever seen anywhere.
I've never been a huge Gambit fan.
I am now.
But after that moment...
So you realize part of the Master Mold or just some debris just gores him? I think it was part of the Master Mold.
Yeah, it's part of the Master Mold.
And he's dying. And the thing, Master Mold just lifts up Gambit's dying body. And Gambit, like, what does it say? Something like mutant detected. And Gambit's like, name's Gambit. Remember it. And the last thing he does is just charge the Master Mold. And then that just disintegrates. And it kills Gambit along with it dying. Then it ends with Magneto's gone, Gambit's gone, so Nightcrawler's half dead. So
the X-Men are back at the mansion watching it on TV.
Watching it unfold, and they're just like devastated. And I don't know. So I think it's one of two things. I think it's either Nimrod, if it is the Days of Future Past, maybe they're kind of blending Days of Future Past with Cable and the legacy stuff.
Maybe.
So maybe it's Nimrod, or here's what I'm wondering. Because of the Sinister shit, And because that both Gene and Madeline had the same psychic interruption, right?
Yeah.
Is Sinister using Cassandra Nova to
Oh.
make everyone think that all this has happened and it fucking hadn't even happened yet. Like he's just turning them all fucking insane and psychotic. I don't know. I'm just one, because I think if they want to go with none of this actually fucking happened and we're just fucking with them, then Nova's the one who's strong enough to do that.
Yeah. But I kind of hope that's not what it is.
No, same. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping it's Nimrod. But
I love it when they make decisions and fucking wipe people out, and like, where do we go from here now?
Where do we go from here? Because here's the thing. I don't want, as much as I'm loving what happened and as much as I would love to see more Magneto and Gambit, what I love is the idea, because I don't like the idea of someone having to go back in time to solve all this, because then you completely negate Storm's storyline.
Yeah.
So why do we give a shit then about what's happening with Storm if someone's just going to go back in time and reverse all this? And I like the idea of her.
You lessen all the stakes
Ford
when people can time travel and fix things.
And fix it. And so it's like, well, then why do I care about what's going to happen with Storm? So, dude, this is going to be. I can't wait to see where they go next. It was so good though, so fucking good. It was, man.
It's a surprise show. I was not expecting the show to be
like this. In episode 5
at all.
They've all been really good, but episode 5 is what completely put it over.
But like, literally, episode 5, if you read the script of that, it's like every fucking page is like, oh my god,
fuck, this is good. God. Fuck, this is good. Fuck, this is good. It just, oh man. Well,
so good.
As much fun as we had.
Yeah, and we've had so much fun.
I'd say the gayest old time, gayer than the Flintstones ever had.
Absolutely. The gayest of times.
Now we have contractual. I'm really sorry. I know you were feeling it. I know this is one of the longest. It's a long Ramble Radio.
Ramble Radio.
And then we could have just walked.
We could have walked.
But then we're shut down. We're shut down. We can't have that. We're contractually.
Skeletor. We were talking earlier in the episode. We were reminiscing where we were when we heard the OJ verdict.
Sure.
Do you remember where you might have been during the OJ verdict?
Eddie, that's a wonderful question, and I'm glad that you asked me. You know where I was? I was flabbergasted. On my sofa in Snake Mountain, flabbergasted. That anyone would give you how many ex-wives I've murdered? Do you know how many ex-wives and their waiter pals, barista friends I've slaughtered? And at one time, and everyone's making a big trial of the center. Are you fucking kidding me? This is Bush League. This is child's play for the big murdering a wife and her little barista lover. Sorry, you know what I call that? Friday afternoon, Eddie. Friday afternoon. My God. And you know what? I'll tell you this though. I don't even need Johnny Cochran. They're never gonna bust me, buddy. Because you know where I stick all the evidence? Go ahead and ask me. Go ahead, Eddie, ask me.
Where?
In the one place no one can find it. And I bet you're wondering where that is. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Go ahead.
Where?
He-Man's mother's pussy! Because it's so big. They'll never find my gloves. They'll never. The only problem is if something fits in that pussy, if that pussy fits, you must acquit. Well, you'll never acquit because everything fits in that thing.
Cinesnob.
Cody. I mean, he just confessed on video.
Possible.
It's like on video now that he confessed.
It's on video.
Murder.
It's just right there. Right there.
Oh, God. 5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio. Wednesdays, Ramble Proper. And then my other podcast with Jen Sturger releases on Fridays called Not Today.
Look at this. And if you're in the Wrightwood area this weekend, Eddie?
Yeah, I'll be up at the Wrightwood B&B tomorrow night, Saturday night. Go to wrightwoodbnb.com.
Get tickets. There it is.
And, real quick as an aside, yes, I have fathered several children with these wives. And they're gone too. Nobody's getting a whale from Big Ass.
You can find me in the same Cody same Ramble places you can find Eddie.
He throws everyone off.
Streaming, he does. I'm streaming games nightly. Retro Rocha, Kick and Twitch, just my name on YouTube. Please find us. Please love us. Have a fantastic weekend. Please. Yes. But real quick, Eddie, you know what? I'm pulling one over on the Big S.
Oh.
We're ending this on a positive note.
Oh.
We have a new king of the hill when it comes to positive text reviews. We have a new king of the hill. It is Hiccup 4. And it says, my 400th time sending a review. I've tried like 400 times to send a review. Seriously, one of my all-time favorite pods. I look forward to every week to a new episode. Jerry and Eddie have such great chemistry. It really is like an audible history of my childhood. Keep it up, guys. Thank you, Hiccup 4. The new king. The new king. A. Martin. You can always get your crown again. Just, you can always know that.
That's the great thing about the Ramble title. It's always up for grabs, 24/7.
Always up for grabs. All right, we love you guys. Thank you. Subscribe to Ramble, 5-star rating, positive text review. We will see you next week for all new rambling goodness. Maybe alt-right Cody's back. Maybe not. We'll see you.
Maybe not.
Have a good one. Take care, everybody. Bye.